This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Yeah, Frank here, he's got his own billiard room.
Yes, it's the
Billiard room.
Come on already. We call it the
place to be.
Yes, the place to be. The place to be.
Then I shall be there.
Now, it's time. Live and in living color.
The Grandy Man can.
Ugh. Time to play the game!
No, you left me satisfied and smiling.
That's what she said.
Why do I want this? I want to make bank, bro. I want to get ass. I want to drive a Range Rover.
Place to Be Nation, Scott Criscola and Justin Rosero. This is the Place to Be Podcast.
Very nice, Mr. Criscola. Oh, I'm sorry, Dennis.
Japanese band Oral Vampire produced a song called The Repo Man and used footage.
Oral vampire, huh?
Or Aural. A-U-R-A-L. What kind of show is this?
Sounds like some Twilight porn in Michael Vincent's collection there.
Oz went on to star in American Pie, of course. Is the lacrosse player. Bismarck. No, wasn't Bismarck? Wasn't his
Liz Mark.
No, who's the other guy I'm getting confused with?
Bismarck. Yeah, he dressed as North Dakota.
There's only one place where the big butts play, and that is in my extra queen-size bed. Well, it just happens. What can you do?
Let's talk the things.
I think they might hit a shock wall.
Is that the Shockmaster's wall?
Yeah, I like Big Dick myself. I was just curious. PTB Nation, let me know what
Here's
your
our
favorite.
opener.
To do worse than Josh Richer.
Another notch under my belt. The embezzler, chrome treasurer, the UNO competitor. I'm 10 steps ahead of ya. I'm a leader. Yeah, I'm some following shit. Coming in this game on some modeling shit. Bitches suck cock just to get to the top. I put 100% in every line I drop. It's the Q to the B with the M-O-B-B. Queensbridge, Brooklyn, and we D-double-E-P. What? Y'all wish I lived the life I lived. Hey, yo, Prodigy, tell them what this is, done. Yo, it's the real shit, shit to make you feel shit. Lump them in the club, shit, have you out the
Place to Be Nation. Welcome back to another great episode of the one and only Place to Be Podcast. I'm your co-host, Justin Rosero, coming to you live here on this Monday evening with a cornucopia of fun gentlemen to talk WCW Monday Nitro. But let me bring in the corn of that cornucopia. Is that how it works? Is there corn in there, Scott Criscola?
Good evening, JR. I don't think there's corn in it. I thought it was that tubular wicker thing that used to stick fake flowers in when you were a kid. Anyway, welcome, Place to Be Nation, to episode 342 of the Mothership.
Yeah,
how was your weekend, JR?
Pretty good. Had a pretty good weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember it already. I don't know. We did something.
Which, a blackout horseman style? Is that?
No, I didn't even drink. I don't know what the hell I did. I got with Andy and Machado Saturday. That was good.
Oh, I see.
I got with Andy again last night. We alternated watching Hell in a Cell while also building our next tournament. That was taking a lot of our attention away. So.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Saturday was homecoming at the University of New Haven. So that was nice. Spent the day with fellow former alumni. It was nice. And then Sunday, chilled out. Split between football and nice horror movies as we are in Halloween week. So it was nice. It was a relaxing day on Sunday.
Did you enter Jeremy Nichols' House of Horror? And
I
did you read his article as well?
I always read Jeremy's House of Horror.
Okay.
And yes.
So I figured we'd start things off here. Scott, a little announcement. Those of you who may be Facebook friends with myself, which is probably a majority of you at this point, will have seen a post over the weekend that my wife and I are expecting the next heir to the PTB fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, knocking Chad Campbell's son out of the picture now. He's relegated. So the true one and only future king has arrived this March. So,
excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I successfully predicted that it would be a king. So now there is a king and a queen. So you're Vince. You're Megan is Linda. You're not going to dope her up and stick her in a wheelchair, are you?
Maybe. I'm not going to rule anything out. I don't want to commit to anything here on air.
And your Juliana does kind of have that Stephanie personality at times. She's she's very bombastic. And now you have a little Shane. So there you go.
Bombastic Bart.
Bart and Bodacious Bob.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of the Midnight Express.
Speaking of bombastic, we'll bring in our... as usual, we go in order of tenure here at PTBN. Mm-hmm. So we'll bring in, I believe, Jordan Duncan's with us.
Actually, Jordan couldn't make it, so I'm here talking for him tonight. So this is where the big boys play. Excuse me. Sorry, I had some in my throat there.
Oh, okay. Well, I heard your voice cracking, so there's some kind of issue. JD, welcome to the show.
Hey, Scott. Thank you. Thanks. Uh-oh. Breaking news right now on Raw. The Big Show has just been World's Strongest Slammed.
Oh,
What a shock.
Rusev is tearing America apart.
What a jerk.
And these
Speaking
guys
of
wanna
men
care
who
about each other.
tear America apart every week and every day, Steve Wille.
One state at a time. I'm slowly just destroying it. America.
Well, Wisconsin was easy. Just had to put that
yeah,
cheese and bratwurst out there.
Now that they've got Zumba.
Working their way into shape. I feel like we're like on a hangover from the Halloween episode. Everyone's very mellow. We got to pick things up.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, man. All right. The man who will pick things up is, of course, our good friend, Mr. Glenn Butler. Glenn, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to make it to the Halloween party, so I came in costume anyway. How do you like it?
I love it. You are dressed as the Wednesday Walk Around the Web. Is that true?
No. Let me help you out. I am sexy Andre the Giant. Look at me when I am talking to you. I am here for one reason and one reason only, to bone down.
You definitely weren't at the Halloween party last week because you have the most energy of any of us.
Right.
Well, Andre, welcome to the crew. And are you here just because Jordan Duncan thought you up in his head?
Will you just admit that you were at none of the house shows that he talks about?
Don't do it, Andre.
All right, so yes, we are here. We did this about, 5 weeks ago or so. We watched the first 2 episodes of Monday Nitro. We're going to pick up with the next couple here. I believe it's, September 25th-ish?
I believe, let's see, so it would be the 4th, it would be the 18th.
All right, so doing the 18th and the 25th here tonight. So
Was it September 4th or the 5th?
September 4th, 11th, not 18, 25. So
it was the 18th.
Yeah,
day after Fall Brawl.
True. And one of our members here watched Fall Brawl. And Glenn Butler, we're going to put you on the podium here for a couple things. So we're told you have some grievances you want to air with us. So we're going to let you do that first. Get everything going, fired up. And then we'll let you give your take on Fall Brawl 95, a show you had never seen before. And, of course, you wanted to watch it chronologically with these Nitros. And you can give us your thoughts on that first. So I'll let you pick the order if you want to bring the thunder. But we'll be here to enjoy it.
Okay, first, I was recently listening to your Saturday Night's Main Event podcast. And Saturday Night's Main Event is a show that I very much love. And I realize that anytime you listen to a group of people talking about something, they're going to bag on something that you like. And that's expected, and that's normal. But I would like to make a comment defending 3 things that I really quite loved that were... that proved really quite unpopular on your podcast, sirs.
Go ahead, Glenn.
Number 1, George the Animal Steel. I don't understand how anyone who is not a moon-faced assassin of joy could not find the beauty in George the Animal Steel gyrating and sticking his tongue out. It is a joyful experience, I feel, very much. Number 2.
But see, I get to see that from Matt Rotella all the time. Same hairy torso, same dance moves, same tongue hanging out. You know, it's old bag to me.
Well, perhaps in real life it doesn't hold as much sway. Although I was at an indie show a few years ago where George Steele was a special guest, and during one match he sat on a folding chair in the entrance ramp, and whenever he looked around at ringside and saw a kid looking at him, he made a goofy face at him. So that was excellent, even as recent as, I think, 2011 that was. Number 2.
Go ahead.
Captain Louis Albano. This is a big thing for you. I know. But the man is just great, I feel.
All right, maybe he was great in 1965 to 78 when he was a crazy heel, but come on, by the 80s he was just glomming onto everyone's heat.
What a huge one at 65, 78.
He wasn't glomming onto teams, he was putting them over the hump.
The British Bulldogs need Lou Albano to get over the hump.
The British Bulldogs tried to get the tag titles time after time. They signed up with Captain Lou, threatened to leave America if they didn't win. Captain Lou kept them in America, Justin.
So they were going to turn heel.
Captain Lou probably could have kept the Big Show and Mark Henry together.
I'll tell you, there's one.
Oh God, that's a grievance I have with someone else. Face Mark Henry is the best Mark Henry, but that's another subject.
There's only one good thing that Lou Albano and George Steele ever did, and it's that stupid song from the wrestling album, The History of Music. That's about it.
That wrestling album has many delights.
Aged well, too.
Mm-hmm. All right, one more, Glenn.
Number 3 is the wedding of Uncle Elmer and Joyce.
Go back on
no last name.
Joyce Duncan.
Exactly. I am not going to defend Vince McMahon's whole psychosexual fixation with hillbillies. I'm not even going to defend Hillbilly Jim, although I know people who would. Uncle Elmer's wedding, with the entire package of Uncle Elmer in the overalls and a tie, and Hulk Hogan in the sleeveless tuxedo. Anytime you get an opportunity for a sleeveless tuxedo, I feel that's a good time. Elmer not being able to hear the officiant in the middle of the ring, blinking every 2 seconds throughout the ceremony, that stuff was gold.
That it?
Well, then at the reception, competing face and heel poems. Just an epic moment in the history of this sport. And for anyone who can't find the entertainment in that, well, God, Jed, I don't even want to know you.
After the break, can I bring back Asshole of the Week, too?
Can we see if Ben Morse is available quickly? We're going to do a quick swap.
You mean Ben Morse, the moon-faced assassin?
Yes. There it is.
Natives, Indians, and visitors.
Apparently Burgess Meredith stepped in for Albano during this.
Yes. He's have a little chicken feather in his head.
What do you got the visitors here?
We had the wrestling album on record, and they would always skip and the natives and Indians part over and over.
All right, Glenn, give us your Fall Brawl thoughts.
Fall Brawl.
Not as opinionated on that one.
This is going to be a bit of a come down now.
Glenn, did it have enough hillbilly weddings?
God, did WCW even have one hillbilly wedding? Are we going to get one on these Nitros here?
Is Robert Parker considered a hillbilly?
Kind of.
Is he gonna marry Sister Sherry?
They do. I think it's at a Clash though, so we're not gonna see it.
He's more of a Southern gentleman.
True.
Got a big Southern gentleman.
Fall Brawl had a couple of matches that I thought were okay. I quite liked the Arn Anderson-Flair match, actually. A couple of matches, I didn't have much idea what was going on because they weren't really hyped on the Nitros we watched last time.
Mm.
Like, why the hell am I going to care about Sergeant Craig Pittman?
I'd ask you why not. Don't you care about America? Are you like Steve Willie, tearing apart the country?
I like hillbilly weddings, not so hot on America, so... And then it could have been rescued, but then it had a main event with Brutus Beefcake and Kamala. So...
You mean it wasn't 1986, though?
Well, I mean, if it had been in 1986, it might have been better. If it had been in 1986, Brutus Beefcake would have been accompanied by Greg Valentine, who would have made it a lot better.
True. Yes, true. All right. Well, there you go. There's Glenn's thoughts on Saturday's main events, Heathens, and Fall Brawl. All right. Big episode so far. So why don't we fire up? Fire up some Nitro. Fire up some Nitro. Are we good? Huh?
I was thinking, remember when Scott went on that podcast and had a counterpoint on the career of Triple H?
Yes.
I think someone should argue Glenn on the career of Uncle Elmer as a podcast.
I think it sounds like Chad.
I will host that podcast.
You know what? You know what? If they put up All American Wrestling from 1985, I will have that debate. I will watch the matches and I will have that debate.
I think you should do a live watch of all Americans. And if they don't put them up, you should cancel the network.
It's it's playing in the background.
Albano.
I'm a man of 1,000 faces.
Even sounds like a big fat sloppy pig while he's singing.
I'm gonna be no guiding light. All right, we're on.
How can you hate a man with rubber bands on his face?
Easily. He has rubber bands, and I hate him. See?
And like Jesse said, what's he gonna do? Strum the rubber bands on his face? We should do a podcast on the entire wrestling album.
That would be great.
Yes.
We should do a karaoke podcast on the wrestling album.
Where do I sign up? All right, 9/18/95. Nitro, we're all paused at 1 second. The buildings are faded in, and we're going to count everyone down, and we're going to get this party started. Steve Wille will be our audio man, as always.
I hate you. Oh, there's no Rob Bartlett. This is great.
Okay, good. Well, you get Mongo, so it's even better. All right, 3, 2, 1. And our classic Monday Nitro building opening with the TNT sign up above, watching down with pride.
That's right.
How will people get through that intersection now?
I was just thinking, I mean, that is some explosion for that sewer cap to just fly off like that.
We talked about this last time. They only changed intros maybe once or twice in the whole history of the show, didn't they?
Yeah, this one lasts for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of the red and yellow Hogan like 3 years after the NWO ended. So.
I think Vader they get rid of quickly because he's still in there now, but I don't think he's in there too long. So much smaller. I feel like this is a smaller arena than last week, right? Because last week we were in Miami.
Yeah, we were at the Knight Center in Miami.
Okay.
Let's see. This thing looks like it's about to set fire.
Eazy-E, Eric Bischoff, Mongo, Bobby Heenan at the table, Pepe as always.
This is a mariachi, it looks like.
Guess so.
Steve, did they say where they were?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's more like a ferret than a dog.
Pepe. It's got the same hat Kurt Angle wore in 2001. You look like a jackass, Kurt.
It's quite the outfit on Easy, the black turtleneck and the yellow jacket.
Yes.
And
Camel skin, camel hair jacket.
Mongo's glasses are something to behold, too. He
Yes.
looks like he just got off a shift at the factory. With the...
I'm working overnights, baby. And we can't discredit Bobby's Hawaiian shirt under sports coat.
No, not at all.
No, here we got an ambulance about to run over Mean Gene.
If only.
I just saw Mean Gene on Saturday.
You did?
Hey, how's he doing?
Yeah, he looked very old. His cheeks are a little bit chubbier than they are right now.
Does he still have the big arm?
Did he have any rubber bands on his face?
No, sadly no.
Did he still have the gout arm from Legends House?
Yeah, and the puffy leg.
He was very puffy.
His entire right side of his body was like a souffle.
Man, Giant has some like I know this sounds funny to say because he's so big, but he has some like chubby boy fingers here going on. Like, even for a guy his size, they look a little big. So anyway, yes, the Giant, his first appearance here on Nitro, along with Kevin Sullivan emerging from an ambulance. Anything we need to know here, Steve?
That he's had Hogan in his hands a couple times, and he's the one who's truly immortal, not Hogan.
Of course.
They are referring to the Giant as the son of Andre right now.
Oh, Jordan.
Without actually saying it.
So like they go to the same fanciful schools as you do, Jordan. Making up shit about
well,
Andre.
You never know.
Yeah, that was hammered in repeatedly at the end of Fall Brawl. That got a little tedious. Saying, "Oh, I've seen that singlet before."
I've seen a man that big in black singlet choking out Hulk Hogan at Pontiac Silverdome before.
They said if his father was alive today, that they would be standing side by side to destroy Hulkamania.
Wrestling the Ultimate Warrior.
Yep.
Yes.
Sad thing is, if Andre was alive in '95, they probably would have signed him and put him in a Starrcade main event.
Yes, it'd be him instead of the Giant.
He'd be there with Kamala.
Oh God, if they put Andre in War Games,
very funny.
All right, a big opener here. The American Males, Marcus Bagwell and Scotty Riggs.
Better song, the Captain Lou Albano one we've previously played, or this?
Oh, not even close. American Males.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Of course, former Steve Carino guest Scotty Riggs. Scotty Anton was on Steve Carino show a couple months ago.
All right. Pumped up. Since they're probably not going to say at this point where this show is, I looked it up on thehistoryofwwe.com, and we are at Freedom Hall in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Okay.
And the
Speaking of
attendance...
Johnson City. There you go, Steve.
Yeah, 3,200, 2,000 paid. So it does look very, very small.
Those bangs were pretty mid-90s right there, too.
Yes, I think Scotty Riggs in his George
bangs and
Michael
the
look.
mullet, both.
Oh, I was talking about
Color me bad glasses.
Yeah, the young lady in the crowd had the bangs pushed up.
Oh, I think I missed her.
What do you guys think of Bagwell's career, like, to this point? It seemed like they just kind of shuffle him in and out of random tag teams.
Yeah, I didn't really care for him much at this point, to be honest.
All right, so let's talk about this then, I guess. Steve Willie's Whoa. The Blue Bloods were coming out for this match, or at least Bobby Eaton was, and Harlem Heat just comes out and beats the crap out of him.
And I thought it was a botch at first that Bobby Eaton just tripped over his own feet. That's why I said, whoa.
And now Harlem Heat's coming out, and they do not look happy. Sister Sherry with them with the tag belts. Have they said anything
Any
here,
word
Steve?
on if they are coming for Hulk Hogan yet?
Just saying that last night they defeated Buck and Slater for the titles.
Okay. Looks like there's some kind of... I mean, Riggs just is like straight up... they both are. The males may be my most 90s right now because they legit just look like a boy band. Between the frosted tips on Bagwell, the perfectly groomed goatee, the 5 o'clock shadow beard with the mullet for Riggs, and the suspendered tuxedo pants here.
Booker T said that the Blue Bloods don't belong, that they're the tag team champions, and they're going to give these little punks a shot right now.
All right, well, this never backfires, so we'll see where it goes. Booker's pretty jacked here.
Stevie Ray is frightening looking, too.
Yeah.
When he was coming out.
And that's just his hair.
Yep.
That's a quality mullet on Nick Patrick as well. Of course, Sherry with Harlem Heat. As all 4 teams break down, fighting here in the ring. So back to Bagwell. Willie, how about you?
Back to Bagwell, he just shuffled around. He was just kind of no-name babyface at this point for the first couple years, right?
Yeah, he had like a bunch of random teams, right? Then he teamed with Scorpio. And then
with the Patriot.
Yep. Patriot, Scorpio, and then and now here with the Riggs, I think, were the 3.
Yeah.
How about you, Glenn? I know you weren't really following WCW much. Did you have any knowledge of Marcus Bagwell? I know he was obviously covered in the different magazines. I don't know if you read those.
Yeah, not really much of an impression. Hadn't really done anything that notable that I know about.
Which magazines are you referring to?
The PWI, Steve Willie.
Okay.
PWI.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay, so the male's off to a quick start here on Harlem Heat. How many? Do we know how many reigns Harlem Heat had at this point? I know they just won it. Was this like their second, third? I know they had one throughout '95 for a bit because they had that feud with the Nasties.
Well,
I think when we did '94 WCW, they won them towards the end of the year.
that was our first win though, right? In '94.
Yeah. So this is probably only like their second reign, I'm guessing, unless they traded it with the Nasties a bit. I don't know. Scott can check that out for us.
Let's see.
That's definitely not something I'm
Their first one was December 8th, 1994. Second reign was May 3rd. Then they lost to Slater and Bunkhouse Buck, and then they won it back this previous night. So this is their third reign.
Okay. So
Crowd seems to be favoring Harlem Heat here, too.
Oh, their position is much better badasses. I mean, look at Riggs' boots. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Those are tuxedo pants, it looks like they're wearing.
Yeah, tuxedo pants.
Oh, jeez.
That was a nasty bump Riggs took on his own. He didn't even need to do that at all.
Took the axe kick to the back of the head and just kind of did not flip all the way over.
Just landed on his head. But those boots are something to behold. They're like little studded cowboy boots with, I don't know, a belt choker around them. I don't know how to describe what he's got going on.
nice sign in the front. We want it raw.
There you go. And the Smoking
Buff
Guns
Bagwell,
hats in the back there.
years later would give it to them.
So Harlem Heat in control here, working over Scotty Riggs. You guys fans of Riggs? Even how about later on in ECW? I know we'll cover him here a lot, but
he was kind kind of a killjoy when he came out in ECW. That was when they were coming around a lot to the Midwest, and when he started appearing for them, it was pretty much a shock that someone so low on the card in WCW made it to ECW. The quote-unquote extreme organization. He just kind of stood out like a sore thumb. The crowds were not...
They paired him against RVD, too, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, originally they brought him in as RVD's buddy,
Mm-hmm.
and then he turned on RVD.
Right.
And then eventually... that was towards the end, and I think the RVD was injured then. That was when he broke his leg.
Yeah, they were just kind of starting their feud. And I think Anton was there pretty much almost to the end.
To the end, yeah.
And then he never went to WWE at all, right?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
I think that sign is made in, was it Print Shop or whatever?
Yeah, that was definitely Print
Banner.
Shop right there.
Microsoft Banner.
Print Shop.
Well, the printer passed off of it before they showed it.
I didn't even notice those tux pants are pinstripe, even sexier for Riggs.
Oh, I like his chin guards with the little tassels on them.
Yes. So Bagwell got the hot tag. Oh, and here's Colonel Robert Parker now. So we'll see if his hillbilly wedding comes to fruition.
Love is in the air.
He's definitely in love with Sherry at this point.
Oh yeah.
Strange angle.
Who wouldn't be?
So Sherry was going to help Harlem Heat, but Robert Parker came out and pulled her off the apron. Now he's walking away with her in his arms as they're making out, and we have new tag team champions. As Marcus Bagwell rolls up Booker T when he was trying to slam him and upset the champs, and they are celebrating like it's 1999. Crowd's
Italian
going.
Jesus has forsaken us.
What's the Glenn? That guy looks like your Blogadoom avatar right there behind Riggs.
Oh my god, he actually does. Oh no!
I'm like, I've seen this before.
The big glasses we all had in the 90s.
It does. It looks just like it. Oh, they're really celebrating this. Good for them. Is the crowd into this, Steve, or are they? Because you said they were behind Harlem Heat before.
I would guess it's a case of fans just loving any sort of title change,
Also, they're
Considering
happy.
they had it for.
Sure, you found love.
Considering they only had it for a day, so.
Right.
Harlem Heat.
Cool moment though. So Bagwell and Riggs. This is our first. It's our first title change in Nitro, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
First of many to come. And
Sherry
arguably the
only has
biggest.
one shoe on there.
Well,
I believe Sherry's shoe would wind up being the most deadly weapon in all of WCW just a year from now.
That was one thing. First of all, she took it off to use it. That's why she only had one on there.
See, I skipped up a little bit.
And it was actually Elizabeth's shoe and woman's shoe that would become the ones that are deadly. Well, as we'll get to in '96 in a couple of years.
Interesting that they still have the Randy Savage Slim Jim ad in there.
Yes. Well, he was. Oh, you mean just network wise?
Yeah, that they'd have the paid advertisement still in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's uncut, baby.
We want it raw. Raw Slim Jims.
Well, I can't wait whenever they put up the commercial-free episode of Raw from a few years ago that they have all the KFC endorsements in there.
They better put that up or I'm canceling.
Now, one quick storyline note that they were wondering whether Nick Bockwinkel would reverse the decision since there was no official contract signing.
Oh, okay. See, I like those little things.
Yeah, I do too.
All right,
Dan Marino jersey there, Scott.
There we go.
A week late. Should have been in Miami.
Yeah, right. Johnson City, Tennessee, big fan. Marino hotbed.
Yes. In 95.
Yeah, was Miami in a good 95? Yeah. I'll have to check it out. So, big interview here with Ric Flair and Mean Gene. I'm sure he's talking about the match the night before with Arn Anderson.
Flair saying that Arn broke the code and he brought an outsider and brought another person in.
Of course,
because Ric Flair would never do that.
Yes. Of course, talking about Brian Pillman, who helped Arn win.
But Flair says his random horrors don't count as outsiders.
Right.
So Miami got off to a 3-0 start. They actually played the same night this episode was airing. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers to move to 3-0.
Oh, that poor guy in the crowd had to make such a tough choice.
They then went on a bye week and went to 4-0, and then would finish the season 9-7.
I think the Oilers were still in Houston, so Tennessee didn't even have a team yet.
No, they did. Yeah, Tennessee didn't go there. It's like 98.
98, I think. No, 97, I think.
They were the Tennessee Oilers.
They were Tennessee Oilers, yeah. I think 98 was their first year as the Titans.
Miami lost to Buffalo that year in the playoffs in the wild card game.
Flair said he's going to chop Brian Pillman so hard tonight that Boomer Esiason's going to feel it in Long Island. And the closed captioning put Boomer Esiason as the former assassin.
The moon-faced assassin.
The moon-faced assassin.
Speaking of Boomer, he was off to a much rougher 1-2 start with the Jets. They had a loss to Miami and the Colts, and then had beaten the Jaguars the day before. They would go 3-13 that season.
I'd make a comment about this season in the Jets, but since seeing that I'm a Bears fan, I have no comment.
You shut your mouth.
It is very, very rare in my life as a Lions fan when I have some sort of bragging rights over anyone.
Whatever. All right, Saturday night coming up. Pitbull Pittman against Cobra. Dusty Rhodes will be in the house.
Sting versus Regal.
Oh, that's a big match. Hogan.
And Dusty, yeah.
It's a pretty loaded Saturday night. Hogan as well.
Now, was Saturday night always 2 hours, or did that expand as well?
It was always 2 hours.
I always remember it being 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah, except for Braves game nights.
Yes.
Then it would go to an hour. The Braves are playing at 7.
They are really doing it up with the Pyros, like every chance they get tonight.
Yeah.
I think that was their, you think this is part of their thought to make it feel just live and more exciting than Raw?
It must be,
That had to be it.
It's kind of odd that the pyro only went off on one side of the stage.
Right.
Look, we can't waste too much money.
Yeah.
Paul Orndorff holding a compact-sized mirror, unfortunately.
Oh, this was during that. This was right around the time he had that dreadful storyline with the Muse or whatever the guy was.
That guy with the
Gary
hair. Yeah.
Gary Spivey, right?
Yes, very good.
Gary Spivey.
Yep. Gary Spivey. And then he went from his trademark long robe to this weird-looking, like almost American male's jacket.
I was kind of hoping for fireworks to shoot out of his mirror as well.
Yes. I honestly forgot that he was even in WCW still in '95.
That's the theme music here. Of course, the gimmick was that he had lost all his confidence. And he got in touch with Gary Spivey from the self-help, whatever the hell it was, network. And they talked to him, and he regained his confidence, and now he was very arrogant once again. That's why he's looking in his little Beauty and the Beast mirror here. Fantastic theme song.
Hopefully he's not on Nitro too much, so we don't have to hear that all that often. Now, what's in his other hand, like a trading card or something?
It does look like a trading card.
Cards that he's handing out to the fans, it looks like it might be for Gary Spivey.
Oh, okay.
They did refer to that.
Like business cards.
It just happened on Saturday night.
All right. Okay. Clearly, this entranceway doesn't go backstage because you just saw Johnny B. Bad scamper out to the fans. Came skipping up to it and then came running out. When you're hot, you're hot.
You're hot.
And he was hot at this point in the ring. He had gotten his... 94 Scott, we saw a lot of good matches with him. But I feel like 95 into 96, he started to really shake the more flamboyant Johnny B. Bad stuff and started to just become more focused on the ring, especially into early 96, right before he leaves. He really becomes one of their best in-ring guys.
I mean, I've been watching the pay-per-views, and I would say even as far back as like early mid-93, at least in ring, when he was a heel for a very short time when he debuted, and then he shook off Teddy Long and was a babyface, and he wasn't bad till definitely by like Super Brawl when he had a couple of matches with Austin for the U.S. title is when he really got into a groove in ring.
There are a lot of crowd shots that would give us a nice most 90s, but we're only getting glimpses of them. Can't really go with
that long hair right there in the middle section.
Yeah, there's some serious mullets going on.
Yeah. Well, there was a woman holding up a picture of Johnny B. Bad in a magazine, and she was wearing what I guess was some wardrobe from Elaine Bennis in Seinfeld.
Speaking of Seinfeld, every Tuesday and Friday, Seinfeld Rewatch, PlayStation.com.
Right. The Nose Job, our most recent write-up.
Yep, and the... Yeah, and which one's coming tomorrow? No, it's not coming tomorrow. What's coming tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of this Tuesday. Yeah. I wrote it today.
By the time most listen to this, the Nose Job will be up, though. Tuesday.
That's right.
Let's see how bad Orndorff's right arm looks at this point.
Yeah, he had to be hurting. Oh, yeah, it's definitely noticeably thinner.
It's noticeable. But when he came back in, was it like 99 or 2000, then it was kind of disgusting to see.
Oh, yeah, look at it. You could definitely see it's...
But you could even see it when he was in like 92 and 93. But I mean, this doesn't look as bad. But yeah, but when he comes back, when he's got the lime green tights stretch, it becomes pretty dreadful. I mean, it's scary how small it looked. And that was from the nerve damage in his neck from all the times in WWF that he didn't bother getting it fixed. 85, 86, 87.
Wow.
A lot of aggression from Orndorff here, just beating the piss out of Bad in the corner, now going nose to nose with Nick Patrick.
Oh, he just headbutted him.
He headbutted him, yeah. Nick Patrick's not taking any of it either.
No, he's right back
challenging
at
him to an arm wrestling match right there.
Don't you wish you'd be in the NWO soon?
2 straight matches for Nick Patrick here.
Yeah.
Johnny B. Bad has stitches in his eye from the match with Pillman the night before.
They slam there.
That was like a 30-minute match, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Pillman Bad match?
Yeah. Yeah, as it goes to overtime. I think the bell rings and then they go like an extra 5 minutes or something.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a mid-match break here. Pretty good match so far.
Yeah, Orndorff's pretty intense.
Bad.
Johnny B. Bad definitely... it's funny because I guess maybe he was going through contract negotiations or... Because obviously we're at the tail end of his run here, and it's funny how he really picked his game up over the last couple months.
He goes, that was an interesting hand motion from Orndorff. Climbs to the top and does like a double hand wave by. It was just really eccentric.
Do you think his arm would have looked so bad if he wasn't so juiced? Like, in all seriousness, not even trying to make a joke. Like,
yeah, no, probably not.
Every other part of his body's like overblown.
Right.
Yeah, I really noticed it when they were in the corner when he was choking him in the corner, like how gigantic his torso was.
There was a weird camera angle for a second there. It almost looked like dubbed in or something. It was.
Yeah.
I feel bad. This is like all I can look at now is Orndorff's arm.
And it's honestly not even. What's funny is it's not even that bad at this point.
I know, but it is. You can see it though. It is noticeable.
We just know what it's going to become one day.
It's going to become shriveled
and bad. That was a great shot right there. Actually, I think that there's a GIF out there of that. Bad just swings to the rope.
Scott, that was the most WCW moment of the night.
Yes, most WCW. Blown move.
Did he blow it? I thought he just kicked him.
Using the mirror. Was he using the mirror to drop down? He saw him coming because he had the mirror up?
Yeah.
That's what I thought at first.
What he was doing.
Look at you jerks. It was innovative.
Willie,
like Bad was trying to kick him, and he just totally whiffed.
No, that's what I thought it was, but he might have totally whiffed.
Well, then he just whiffed on that double axe handle, though.
Yeah.
Did he win with it? Oh, he kicked out.
Oh, Mr. Wonderful.
This match is really bizarre. Also, for the entrance itself, did you notice how long the 2 combined entrances were?
Yes.
For Orndorff and Bad? It's like Undertaker Triple H or something.
Interesting. Trying to get the reversal here on the pile driver. Nope, and a backdrop. Oh, we might get a little... I love Orndorff's facial features. Oh, schoolboy. And he gets the win. Well, even though Bad
totally got his
shoulders are completely up.
Completely off.
Yeah, that match ended up getting pretty sloppy there. Mr. Number Wonderful.
That's right.
Mongo shouting, he saw it on his head.
See, I feel like Bad should have won this coming off the night before.
Yeah.
Like, did Orndorff really need? I mean, where was he going? You know, I know they were doing the whole self-help thing. But
I feel like that happened a lot with Johnny B. Bad though during like the last 2 years he was in WCW. I feel like that with even on the pay-per-views. He always felt he was this close, and then he never really won the big ones. You know.
Yeah. There's a guy in the front row. They've shown him a couple times now. He's wearing a long sleeve plaid shirt, but he's got the Hulk Hogan tank top over it.
Guess he bought it on the way in.
Over it. That's dreadful.
They were trying to sell the fact that Bad could have been fatigued during the match from the match with Pillman.
All right, that makes sense, I guess. Even though he didn't look fatigued.
No. Oh, we're cutting to the beach. Macho's pumping some iron here with a
couple hotties.
I think is it Terry Taylor spotting him? Who is that guy?
That's what I remember this episode now vaguely because it was on the stream a while back, and I remember this this little vignette here.
The Taskmaster.
He really pushes. Like I got nervous at first. I'm like, Jesus, Sullivan. At first, I thought he was going to try and hit him with the plate, and I'm like, Sullivan's like, I can't pick this fucking thing up. Let's throw sand in his face.
Great beat down on the beach.
What is with those? What is with that bathing suit, Savage?
What is going
I know,
on
it's like
here?
his. And then here's Ric Flair.
Why is Flair on the beach in his wrestling boots?
They were in between takes of shooting something. I don't know if it was Thunder in Paradise or would have been Thunder or Baywatch.
No, they were doing Baywatch. Yeah, they were on that special. They had that special WCW episode.
That is the
I like that Sullivan put on a lifeguard jacket to hide, but it kept on his wrestling trunks and his face cake.
Yeah, the long pants. Yeah.
I liked how Macho Man was basically wearing some sort of cow, like trunks and nothing else, like cow underwear.
I'm a big fan of beef.
Snap into it.
How do you think they make those Slim Jims?
It is kind of weird, though, to see Macho Man and Ric Flair like aligned in any way.
Well, if I vaguely remember where this promo is going, I don't believe he was thrilled with the help that Mr. Pink Boots gave him a moment ago.
Okay.
I'll have to pay attention here, Steve, because I think he does mention it at the beginning of this promo. He's got the Shawn Michaels outfit on.
Yeah, I was just thinking, are those lips all over his jacket?
It's his Shawn Rumble 95 or WrestleMania 11 colors.
It's such a weird era of Savage, too, because he's still got, like, the WF in him, like, the look, but it's a little bit more garish. But I'm so used to when I think WCW Macho Man, I just so conditioned to think the NWO version more than this version, even though this guy was around for a couple of years in this, like this.
Wow, he is
I always
so
wondered how he could
tasseled out.
see out of those sunglasses.
But, man, he is so tasseled out. It's like, he looks like a large curtain.
He has become more tasseled than man at this point.
He's both tasseled man. Twisted and skimmed.
Telling you, as the 90s went on, they just got worse and worse.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's an absurd amount of tassels. I mean, that's when you know you have a real tassel problem. It's right here. Just a legitimate tassel issues.
30% of WCW's budget that year went to Macho Man's tassels, I heard.
The other 70% was firework.
Like, sorry, Mick Foley, we're gonna let you go. Macho Man's coming in, and we had to order all these tassels.
The funny thing is, they don't even look like real tassels. They just look like streamer paper, you know?
Yeah.
Just taped onto a jacket.
Like for a 5th grader's birthday party. Like, that's what they look like.
Like, did anyone ever stage an intervention about these tassels? Because it's really quite a problem.
It's
the
not good.
second consecutive intervention. This is great.
It's even his shirt looks like it's just like paper mache, like paper stuck on. Odd choices by Macho here tonight.
Yeah.
The lips, yeah, just really weird. Not one of his best.
There's a lot of conspiracy. Macho Man is very much a paranoid man. I forgot about that.
Oh, that's like the whole story of late 95 in WCW, as we'll see. Everyone's conspiracy. Everyone's fearful of what's going on with everyone else.
Everyone's in the Dungeon of Doom.
Mm-hmm. And Scott, you were definitely right about the Flair. Mean Gene asked him right away about it, and he said, "No thanks, but no thanks. See you in another lifetime."
Yeah. Thanks, but no thanks.
And Luger coming off a shift at the local banquet hall after a wedding.
So I had to bust the bar table.
Hey, she's got to get the Patrick Swayze going on from Dirty Dancing.
Yeah. The Guess jeans, always Lex Luger's outfit of choice.
Maybe he had a sponsorship deal.
Yeah, could be. It's like, Macho, I'd like to talk to you about Guess jeans. Do they come in tassels?
That's why I prefer a Levi.
You know, they just released a Lex Luger action figure in stores. But it's All-American WWF era Lex Luger.
Isn't that the best Lex Luger?
Well, no.
What do you think, Glenn? I bet you agree. American Luger's the best Luger?
Well, I mean, he's the one with the bus.
Well, the toy does not come with the bus, though. That would be an awesome accessory to
Imagine
show,
that
though,
is
the
the
Lex
bus.
Express.
Like an actual bus. They deliver it to your house. I don't want this bus. Well, you bought the figure. Sorry. You got to get your license now.
Step inside. It's just full of tassels.
Sorry.
Realize it was supposed to be the Macho Express, but they changed some plans along the way.
Oh, God. How many tassels could you put on a bus?
A lot. I think we're seeing it right here.
Yes.
I'll tell you, Luger come a long way from the shirt that was choking his neck in the first Nitro. Now he's got the wide open at the top, and he's got the double button fly jeans, too, which I think is an interesting choice. Shirt tucked in.
You're not going to take away my job at the hall. We got 2 weddings tomorrow.
I haven't paid off this gold chain yet.
Whoa.
You're cruising for a bruising.
You want to work at the bar, kid.
I think I just spotted a Hornets jersey in the back.
Oh, yeah, I saw that earlier.
Nice.
Red and white is not a good color for Macho Man. It just doesn't seem to fit him at all.
No, it was an odd look.
Yeah, I think Hornets jersey's wearing a giant Macho Man hat, too.
Oh, didn't they have like a boatload of those? They were like foam hats, or was that WWF? No, that was from WWF.
Yep.
Yeah, WWF had the smoking guns hats. That
Ah.
were similar to the Savage ones here. But yeah, these big green ones are WCW Savage hats.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they're just in the middle of nowhere, these announcers.
Yeah, they
It's
don't even look like
pitch
they're in the
black.
arena.
Like in another dimension.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So here we go, back to the main event from the night before. Look at this fake-ass group of fans.
What is with
Hideous
that
bunch.
blue oyster bar helmet that Hogan has on?
I know, right?
Dude, I gotta borrow your helmet, brother.
Hideous bunch of people here.
Look at that bunch.
That lady in the back, like behind Gene.
Is that a lady?
Yeah, I was just going to say.
It's like Reno Riggins.
I know I shouldn't have this donut, but I gotta be bad tonight.
I like how they all have small slips of paper hoping it'll sign them.
Yes. Will you sign this receipt for me?
It's like a ripped newspaper
Like,
page.
Someone give me a 3x5 card. Hulk Hogan's nearby.
Maybe Hogan will sign our bill at the diner.
Lex Luger was our waiter.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Guys, I just want to let you know that what we're about to see is very disturbing.
There it is. Oh! The monster truck rides over Hulk Hogan's custom bike. The editing here is awful. They're clearly just using one camera, and it's like
Massive amounts of editing.
No.
the cutaways. Look at this awful stuff. Giant just crushing the bike back and forth with his monster truck. I think that might have to be the most 90s moment. The use of a monster truck.
Yeah,
Or is it most WCW moment?
it could be.
But I feel like monster trucks are so mid-90s. That's just like this. Do they still do that stuff? I never see
It's not just a monster truck. It's a Dungeon of Doom monster
bad.
truck.
Look at Giant. This is awesome. Hogan
driving a
slamming on the
truck.
door.
Hogan bashing on the door because he can't figure out that he takes one step up, you can punch him right in the mouth.
I need to be close to my bike, brother. And here we go back to last night again, where the Giant busts in through the War Games cage.
I don't know if it's just like my TV or something, but the color seems a little off on this too, like a little too pink.
I think it's your
I don't
TV,
know.
bud.
Is it? But it hasn't been the rest of the show. Pink. Maybe it's just leftover residue from Macho's red and white outfits. Still on my screen.
Yeah. No, it looks okay to me. Giant choking out Hogan. We tried to fire back. I did like the all camo with the paint for Hogan's team for this. Although it had to be the most lopsided War Games match of all time. Hogan, Savage, Sting, and Luger against was it Sullivan, Shark, Beefcake, and Kamala.
Like seeing
wasn't even Sullivan in the actual match.
Oh, that's right. Who was the fourth? Oh, Ming, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sullivan alone, right, for winning.
Yes,
that's right.
That's what this was. That's why Giant came out. What was that, Willie?
Yeah.
I like seeing him jump over the top ropes. Just kind of hop right over. That was pretty cool. You forget how agile he was back then.
Yeah,
a lot of athleticism. Here he comes, and this was right on the cusp of Pillman just exploding as a character. And everyone always loved and respected him as a wrestler when he was Flying Brian, but now put on a little bit of muscle mass and started to develop more of an attitude, and that loose cannon persona really starts.
And he's
here.
still wearing the Hollywood Blondes jacket, though.
Yes, never let go, never forget. See who his opponent is here.
You'd think for a heel they wouldn't call him Flying Brian anymore, though.
Well, he was kind of still like a tweener because even just the night before he wasn't really a heel yet. So I think it really just kind of starts here.
But he just fake threw a punch at a fan though. So
right, but I think it starts like tonight. Like I mean, because Glenn in that match he wasn't really positioned as a heel, right? With Bad, he was like kind of an angry face.
He was kind of an angry face, but they were booing him.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was until he showed up and hit Flair and helped Arn win that was kind of the cementing of the heel turn. So. We'll see if next week he's still got the Flying Brian jacket on. And since it's WCW, I'm sure he will. But cool little.
You could tell that his persona was changing because his hair wasn't as puffy. It was getting very stringy and
right. A little bit of a dream match at ways here, Pillman and Flair.
Yeah. Well, we got when they were the Hollywood Blondes, they feuded with Flair. Was it Flair and Arn for a little bit?
Yeah, you're right.
But I don't know if we ever got the singles match with them, though.
They must have it somehow.
Yeah, probably on a Saturday night or something.
I like fired up face Flair here because he's just kind of going all out in his short face run. He's got the, of course, the short haircut.
Whoa.
Let's move there. Double axe on the top to the floor.
From Flair.
There's Glenn in the crowd.
Like Randy Patrick getting up on the second rope, too, before Flair jumps down to, try and stop him.
I thought he was going to peel him off.
Yeah.
Are you getting Nick Patrick and Randy Anderson confused, Jordan? I think you said Randy Patrick.
Is it Nick? Oh,
no,
did I?
No,
okay.
it's Randy Anderson, but you called him Randy Patrick.
Okay, yeah, I meant Randy
Patrick. Sounds like a global jobber. As Six Pack takes on Randy Patrick.
If you join the York Foundation, he'd be Randall Patrick. Of course.
That's right, yes, of course.
Eric Bischoff acting surprised that Flying Brian would have a mean streak in him. Which is odd considering his Hollywood Blonde history.
Yeah, right? Flair's just bobbling all over the place for him.
Yeah, this is face Flair at his best. Pillman with the big drop kick as Flair comes out. A lot of energy in this match.
Wow, that was a good drop kick, actually.
I'd say this has been a pretty good matches overall tonight.
Yeah, I think there was even a lot of energy in Bad and Orndorff. It was sloppy, but it was energetic.
It was sloppy energy, but
yeah.
Well, you got to really think too. For the first time outside of pay-per-views, these guys in WCW getting to put on a show like this, I'm sure it did bring a lot of in the clashes. But sometimes the clashes are even taped. Kind of big for them to be on live TV and the energy in the arena and the feel of the show. I'm sure it brought out a lot of just energy out of them in these matches.
They really bring it when they're in Johnson City, Tennessee, too.
It's a hotbed for WCW.
Hotbed for wrestling, yeah.
Oh, speaking of hotbed, look at that treat in the front row.
Which one?
All of them.
All of them.
There may or may not be a stunt granny in the back with the pink shirt.
Yeah, jumping up and down in her seat.
Come on, Brian! I think those yellow tights Pillman's got on, too.
Yeah,
They're very like out of. I don't know. Pillman went through that stretch where his tights were very like, kind of like I don't know, very unique, like strange patterns and weird colors and.
Looks almost like he borrowed them from Coco Beware.
Yes,
I don't need them, brother.
Yeah. I got these pants I can pull up to my nipples. Yeah.
You want to jump inside?
You want these ones that have the taxi cab on them? Yeah.
Oh, there's a quote to sign. JC loves Eric Jerkoff. We'll see how quickly that one gets confiscated. You can tell he was waiting for the perfect time, that guy, because he hasn't showed it yet.
JC?
Oh.
Jesus.
Italian Jesus.
Christ. I guess the Italian
Just
Jesus.
Glenn cheering on Flair in the back. Glenn, that guy is literally inspiration for that picture. Like, it's dead on.
It is kind of amazing. It's a secret I've kept from you all.
Like, it really looks like he drew it right from that. It's like the fourth time Flair's gone to the top of this match. Gets caught with a slam.
Underrated choice for most 90s. There's a kid wearing a North Carolina colored Nike shirt that's just a giant swoosh.
Oh, I see it.
It's
Yeah,
definitely a 90s thing.
That's all you need.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Brian coming down hard on his knees there.
And this was kind of the in-between era for Carolina. This was after like Montrose graduated, but pre
Vince
like,
Carter and them.
Vince Carter and Antoine Jameson. Yeah. Kind of weird. Pillman looked like he was trying to hook his legs and he couldn't.
The way this episode was going, I thought he was going to win there on a roll-up. There's already been two kind of weird upset roll-up finishes.
This has been a really good match. I would say maybe the best of the three shows so far.
So what did Savage and Lex set themselves up for? Was that for next week? It seemed like they were agreeing to something.
There wasn't a match, actually, per se. Just talking about how Savage was yelling at Luger for cheap-shotting him.
Okay.
And wondering what side he was on. And then Luger said, come on, we all know you're going for the championship too. At least I'm straight up about it.
Straight up. Flair.
Or in Sting.
I feel like this is a rarity for this era of Flair in WCW. Wins clean on TV with a figure four.
Yeah. It was interesting. He grabbed his knee to do that move he'd always do where he'd lift him and drop him on his knee. And instead he just dropped him back in a suplex and put him in the figure four.
But what's weird is wasn't Arn the babyface in that feud?
No.
No, it was Flair.
With Arn?
Yeah. The whole thing is very confusing.
But I thought the whole thing was Arn kept getting pissed that Flair was like using him and was like fighting his battles. I have a feeling it was Arn that was the face actually.
Yeah, but it flipped because Flair along the way, maybe it was at Fall Brawl that happened, but Flair definitely ends up the face in the feud. Right here. I mean, they've been positioned. I mean, he's helping Savage on the beach. I mean, he's definitely positioned as a face. I don't know if it happened instantly.
Flair with that gigantic hair growing out of his ear there.
Oh my
I don't know
god.
if you can see it.
I can't hear you!
Manicuring.
Flair challenged Anderson for next week.
Oh, that'll be good. I'm very excited about this era of WCW. I've not seen. I'm gonna have to watch the pay-per-views like you, Glenn, as we get. I've seen Fall Brawl a few times, but I definitely want to watch Havoc. I think again, and World War III for sure.
Compared to the '93 Raws we've been watching, this is like at speed.
Oh, yeah.
Very hard to keep up with everything. Probably a lot of crack, actually.
And unlike those shit Saturday Night's Main events with those stupid hillbillies and that asshole Lou Albano and that piece of garbage George
Harry
Steele.
Fuck George Steele.
That big hairy fuck George Steele. Get a shootout
Glenn
in Dallas
is not
tonight.
feeding into your bait.
Shootout in Dallas tonight, guys. 3-0 Redskins with 6 minutes left in the half.
Wow.
Well, the Cowboys have 2 turnovers, but on the ensuing drive, the Redskins would go 3 and out because Colt McCoy is terrible.
Yes.
Stupid color.
The other guy's stupid. The one that jumped up and down and tore his ACL celebrating.
When he's down like 25 points.
Yeah, down 25, sacking the second string quarterback.
He's out for the year.
Yeah.
All right, next week we got some big matches, which will actually be in about 10 minutes. We have Alex Wright and Disco Inferno. Kurosawa will be here. Macho Man and Kevin Sullivan going at it. Luger Ming. Look at that Ming.
What the mask is that warthog?
Wow.
It's like a warthog / predator mask.
That's fantastic.
/ car salesman.
Wow, that's it, huh? Jeez, that was a fast episode.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's dole out some awards. So we got
We didn't do much of it here. I mean, best match had to be Flair Pillman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
They were all good, though. I liked all three matches.
I'd like to vote for a dark match. Eddie Guerrero beat Dean Malenko. That was probably the best match of the night.
That was on here?
It was
Only
a
in
dark
Jordan's
match
mind.
Wow.
That week, yeah. Dark matches. State Patrol defeated Colonel Robert Parker and Dick Slater. I bet that was actually pretty fun.
Yeah,
Randy
right?
Savage defeated the Zodiac. Arn Anderson defeated Dave Sullivan. And Eddie beat Dean Malenko.
There you go. All right, most WCW moment.
Ooh, that's tough. There's two of them.
And we got the blown spot there,
and the whole one camera edit job.
I think you got to give it to that.
That's what I'm leaning towards too. As bad as that botch was.
I just keep watching the GIF over and over. It's mesmerizing. And that will be up in the post when this goes up. Yeah, I would agree. I'll say the monster truck. Well, the whole scene, because my most 90s moment's going to be... Actually, no, we don't have a most 90s moment, huh? We have most random appearance.
Well, you said we had said most 90s was going to be just the American males in general.
Well, we have most mid-90s person. I thought we had a most 90s moment, and I was going to say monster trucks. But we'll go with most WCW as being the monster truck.
Okay, monster truck. Random appearance.
Me.
Yeah, I'm going to say Glenn in the crowd.
Glenn. Okay. And then most 90s is American males?
Scotty Riggs specifically, I think.
Yeah, but Bagwell's...
Is it
Bagwell's
most 90s person and not most 90s moment?
Most 90s person.
Most 90s thing.
Oh,
It
okay.
could be a person. It could
No,
be
well, we have it as most mid-90s person here.
Oh, it's person? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because if it was thing, I was going to say that whole vignette on the beach. But if it's person, then yeah, probably one of the American males.
I say American males. I mean, just Bagwell's hair alone.
Yeah, I say Bagwell specifically.
Yeah. Okay, and we of course have our first title change. Big moment of our watching. I think it's our first title change of any of the shows we've watched and any of the rewatches. First title change. We didn't have a title change on.
Yeah, first SmackDown didn't have one, right?
SmackDown didn't have one, and we haven't had one in the Raws yet either. Okay, grades. Glenn.
Are we doing half grades?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give it like a 7.5. Thought the matches were pretty good. Moved along at a crisp pace.
Okay. JR?
Yeah, I'll go 7. I like this episode a lot. Okay. It was a really fast 45 minutes, and all three matches were good. The promos were good. No wasted time.
Oh, that's 14.5. JD?
Yeah, I think 7 sounds just about right. It was fun. It was quick. It was easy. The stuff that was bad was comically bad, so it was entertaining still. So,
it was a clipped form of the monster truck stuff. So move fast. You know, it was just like a 2-minute thing, so we didn't have to suffer through it.
The live crowd didn't hate it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah,
7 sounds good to me.
Okay, Willie.
I was gonna go 6.5.
Okay. And I'm going to go 7 myself. So that's 21, 28.5, 30, about 34. So 34 and 5. Yeah, about little, I guess.
We'll go 7.
About 7, yeah.
7. All right.
7.
Let's take a break. We'll be back with the next week's episode, number September 25th, 1995.
And that's because
Mr. Wonderful!
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
What's up, everybody? This is Kevin Kelly from Ring of Honor Wrestling. Make sure you check out The Kevin Kelly Show each and every week. We'll be talking about wrestling in the past and wrestling today. Plus, we'll be talking about all kinds of sports and pop culture, whatever's on your mind, too. We'll answer your questions each and every week. The Kevin Kelly Show, right here, PlaceToBeNation.com.
This is the king of old school, Steve Corino, and you've heard all the rumors, and it's true. The Steve Corino Show is here. We talk about wrestling. We talk about baseball, movies, television, anything you want to talk about. New guest every week. That's right, the Steve Carino Show every week here on the Place to Be Nation.
Hey, this is Bauer from The Bauer Show. Sports and more. You can check out The Bauer Show podcast every Wednesday and Friday right here at placetobenation.com.
The Bauer Show.
Chad, do you hate it when commercials run and run?
What do you mean, Parv?
Oh, never mind.
Listen to Where the Big Boys Play on placetobenation.com and find us on iTunes. We are the only WCW Supercard exclusive podcast.
Greetings, friends. Ben Morse from Place to Be Nation's Main Event here. Tired of other podcasts constantly stuck in the past? Every other week, we give you a roundtable discussion of what's happening in wrestling today. Place to Be Nation's Main Event. We're holding everybody else down.
Looking for something different in your pro wrestling podcast? Look no further than the Pro Wrestling Super Show. Join me, Stephen Graham, every week as I'm joined by a rotating door of guests as we discuss a single topic each show, ranging from ECW pay-per-view reviews, wrestler snapshots, top 6 lists, and anything else you can think of. That's the Pro Wrestling Super Show every week here on the Place to Be Nation.
So you got the script, yeah? You all got it?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds terrible. The Titans of Wrestling... Oh, brilliant. The Titans of Wrestling are...
Pete, I'm a lead analyst for the show. I break down matches.
Kelly, lead historian. I'm a jobber lover. Are you?
Johnny and I drink.
And yes, me, Parv. We watch old school wrestling and love it.
Titans of Wrestling. You know you want to hear it.
What's going on? This is the Godfather, Nate Milton, with an offer you cannot refuse. Each and every week you can join Marcus Vanderberg, Big Nasty Alfred Kunawa, and myself on the Kings of Sport podcast, available exclusively on placetobenation.com, your one-stop spot for the best in sports and pop culture.
Hey, sports fans, this is Dr. G for Extra Point, Place to Be Nation's traditional sports talk podcast. Every episode, Scott Criscullo and I talk everything from the big 4 leagues to all the hot sports news with exclusive guests and analysts. Email us your comments and questions at extrapoint@placetobenation.com. That's the Extra Point, exclusively on placetobenation.com.
Hey, sports fans, Cowboy here. Make sure you make your weekly stop by the Sports Lounge here on placetobenation.com, where the boys and I tackle all the hot topics in the world of sports. We go behind the numbers and provide in-depth expert analysis on Major League Baseball, MMA, NFL, and more. The seats fill up quick, so grab your favorite cigar, kick back, and join us in the Sports Lounge, only on placetobenation.com.
Trivia, and much, much more. So, be sure to stop in, tell Matt and the crew that Place to Be Nation sent you, and become a bonehead today.
Hey, this is Rob Naylor. Do you still enjoy pro wrestling? Believe it or not, I still do. So you better join myself and Will on the Google Wrestling Podcast exclusively at placetobenation.com.
Shit, I wasn't ready. Hey, this is Will. If you like listening and... Shit. Hey, this is Will. If you like listening to guys talk about old school wrestling, follow me and Charles on Wrestling with the Past podcast on Place to Be Nation.
On Richard and the Mailman, we talk about life with great enthusiasm, which eventually leads to disillusionment and inevitably hopelessness. But don't worry, there's lots of laughs along the way. So check us out every week or month or whatever on Richard and the Mailman.
What's up, wrestling fans? This is Jeff Peck, and you can check out my wrestling podcast, The Still Real to Us Show, every Saturday right here at placetobenation.com. It is a wrestling podcast from a fan's perspective, and we're not doing it in our mom's basement. So check it out every Saturday right here at placetobenation.com.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Looking for new wrestling, sports, and pop culture voices? Head over to placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world. We have an extremely talented staff that covers comics, video games, and all facets of entertainment. Our sports coverage spans all the major professional and collegiate sports, including MMA. Our fresh takes on professional wrestling are some of the best on the internet. Also, be sure to check out our friends at thehistoryofwwe.com, prowrestlingonly.com, Scott Keith blog at rspwfaq.net, and piledriverwrestling.net.
Hey, this is Scott Hudson, and you're listening to the Place to Be podcast with Scott and Justin.
And Steve, who was the one who said
Hello.
I love you.
Yeah, and that other guy.
Was that Isaac?
Yep.
What's up, buddy?
We all love you, Isaac.
Isaac, are you doing this with us? There's no school tomorrow.
Yeah, there is. Go to bed.
You don't have to go.
Chris Benoit!
You didn't send his kid to school?
Ay.
Steve, come on. I got Isaac in fantasy football for the first time, and he's dominating almost our whole league.
Nice.
Yeah. He's only lost, I think, 2 games.
He's got nothing else to do.
Yeah, right? I asked him, who to start. He knows more players than I do.
Just start Scott in the PTB league.
All right.
You should be dancing, Glenn.
He's a fucking stupid asshole. Only
He's got a
Glenn
hairy, big, that
likes
sloppy
that
big mole.
All right, PlayStation.com can be your guiding light. Of course, we had a lot of Hell in a Cell coverage last night. We had our live blog going on. Steve Wille carrying the workload there before the reinforcements arrived about halfway through. Thank you, Steve.
Willie.
Speaking of Willies, we had Will, joined by Dylan, Johnny Sorrow, Phil Snyder, and Chris Zellner, hosting the Hell in the Cell 2014 Reaction Podcast. You can peep that. We had Andrew Reich continuing and actually wrapping up his NBA season divisional previews, looked at the Southwest Division. So if you want to get prepped for the season that kicks off tomorrow, you can check out all 6 written and podcast previews for every division in the NBA. And new episodes of the NBA Team Podcast coming each and every week. We're going to have a couple actually coming up already. He's got a couple cool interviews on the way. And him and Adam have some different topics up as well. So be sure to check those out. Jeremy Nichols is in the House of Horror looking at Halloween from 2007. We had a new episode of The Bauer Show. New episode of Wrestling with the Past where Will and Charles are joined by Parv to talk about Hogan, Vince McMahon, and their vision in the mid-'80s. We had a new installment of The High Spot with our boys here, Steve and Glenn. They talked a little bit about Hell in a Cell, which was coming up at that point, Ring of Honor, and of course GFW as always, Rey Mysterio, TNA, all the usual suspects there in the High Spot, so be sure to check that out. As Jordan and I mentioned, the Seinfeld rewatch continues, and now joined by new writer Crystal Maxwell, who's doing the Friday with Friends weekly review. It's been 20 years since Friends debuted, and she's going to go through all those episodes as well for you, and she has some other pieces coming too, so we welcome Crystal to the family. New Heart Traveling Fanboys, the Long Book Hunters edition, looking at All-Star Western Volume 1. We had a new episode of TJ and Todd's Tailgates, a new 22 Weeks podcast. Scott, our Vintage Vault Refresh series continued, SummerSlam 1988, and something we've neglected to do, which we probably should do because he played a big role in this. Big props to our buddy Jeff Jarvis, who's been helping us out with the research and the fun facts and different stuff. So a big part of getting these things done, so we give Jeff a big thank you and a big shout-out for all his help there as well. Movies of the P2B generation return, 2005. Willie, any comments about that? Were you in that one? Glenn, you too?
Yeah, I was in that one. I think I wrote about history of violence for that one, and there were a bevy of other editions. Nick Duke did Batman Begins, I believe.
Is that Brokeback Mountain as well?
Yes.
Yes, I did Brokeback Mountain. Go ahead, Justin.
Sorry, I was sending a message. It really wasn't an awkward pause. Sellers Points Breakdown, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, as well as, of course, our Halloween Spooktacular, the 4th annual, was last Wednesday night. If you haven't listened to that, Scott, look, we pimp ourselves as much as possible, but that is one episode
you can't miss.
That you must check out. It was, I'd hold it out there. To me, personally, I thought it was our funniest episode that we've ever done. And I thought we've had some funny stuff. I really love that one. And, of course, Steve and Jordan were part of that, along with the whole crew. Nate Milton,
Cavalcade.
the Cowboy, a lot of great guys. Ben, and I'm going to stop naming people because I'm going to screw them up. So be sure to check that episode 341. Tomorrow night, Scott, main event. Who's on with you?
You mean Wednesday?
Wednesday night, Scott, the main event. Who's on with you?
Tomorrow night we're doing Extra Point a couple days late. The doctor and I will have Kyle Forschetti on. talk about this NFL week. And I think Andrew Reich is going to come on as well as we get ready for the NBA season, which starts on Wednesday. And then Wednesday, yes, the main event. JD, Willie, get your homework ready. Ben Morse and a special guest will be joining us Wednesday because Mr. Reich can't join us on Wednesday night. So we will have a special guest joining us Wednesday night. So
George Mirasan?
Exactly. It sounds just like Andre.
Anthony Perkins?
So there you go. And what about the Kevin Kelly show?
Very excited about the Kevin Kelly show. It's a Halloween edition, of course. The Halloween's this Friday, and we have a very special Halloween-themed guest. Attitude Era star Gangrel will join us.
There we go.
Cool. David Heath. Cool. So we're looking forward to talking to him. Figured very fitting for the Halloween episode. So we'll chat some Attitude Era wrestling with Gangrel, with Kevin Kelly. Be sure to check that out. We'll play some Halloween games, do our usual trending topics. We'll talk about Hell in a Cell. Talk about Kevin's favorite candy. There's a lot of that. So we'll break that all down. The Kevin Kelly Show, episode 21 this week as well.
Scariest injury?
Yeah, we'll have to ask him scariest injury. Hopefully it's not, what was it, pulled groin, hernia, what were the other lame ones we had on there?
Kidney stones.
Kidney stones. A scratch.
Well, I got hit by a car, but nobody cared about that, though.
Hey, I live blogged. I cut the tip of my thumb with a knife last night, and I was live blogging with that all bandaged up, so lots of props there. That was my worst injury.
You're a trooper.
I sucked it up.
You hacked your hands up so many times.
It's ridiculous. I got to get rid of these knives. I don't do well with them. Just cutting some peppers.
It's a peppers.
Yeah, so bad injuries. So Kevin's, I'm sure, will be herpes or something like that, but we will we'll cover that off with him. All right, so I'm going to keep looking at this GIF of Bad and Orndorff, and we're going to head into episode 4, the 925-95 Nitro. Is everyone paused here with the faded buildings once again?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Indeed.
3, 2, 1. Dan. Dan. I just noticed that one of the buildings just says prescriptions. And it had a picture of Hogan over it, so take that for what you will.
Outfitted.
Yeah, right.
So this is an intersection in Tampa. I see.
Let's see where we are this week. Hopefully a little bit bigger of an arena. Although I kind of like that intimate feel. I feel like it fit that show. We didn't really have any of the huge stars on, and it was kind of a nice and tight, compact.
I don't say where we are. I have it here. So.
I looked it up too.
Much larger arena here.
Yeah, and looks like they're not going to say it. So we are at the Civic Center in Florence, South Carolina.
All right, and Bischoff's fired up.
5,000 attended, 2,000 paid. So even when they weren't in the Monday Night War, there were people coming in for free. So. Does he have a? Does Pepe's have
got a saddle? Yeah.
Yes,
he has a saddle on, doesn't he?
Put your saddle on, baby. We're going for a ride. Where's Kevin Green?
How many
That's
black
pretty
dickies,
much exactly what he said.
How many black dickies did Bischoff have? One for every month.
Well, yeah, looks like Bobby's assimilated a little bit to Eric's fashion choices.
Yeah, right. Same color shirt, similar jacket.
Mm-hmm. Got rid of that Hawaiian shirt.
Nice little pocket square.
Mongo looks like he has those sunglasses that like old people wear at night to cut the glare.
Yeah, he definitely does.
His face.
The staging looks like cool with the pyro, but it looks so cheap too. The way they the way
they're filming it.
Yeah, how Raw is. It looks like it just takes up that whole side of the arena.
Yeah.
This looks like it was just placed in this little corner of the. I know it's a smaller building, but
you can rent it for birthday parties.
Right, it's like you can see around the whole sides of it, and you see the guy on the side with the pyro. It's just
yep.
Yeah, it gets better later on for sure, but yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row that they did that.
Oh my lord! And it might just be the arena.
Das Wunderkind.
They got a guy in the crowd they just showed looks kind of like Brian Williams.
I'm here for the German Schazzer video.
I would love to have Brian Williams on with us. That'd be great.
And here he is. Glenn, not Butler, but Glenn Gilberte, otherwise known as Disco Inferno.
Is this Nitro debut here? Look at a little pudgy Disco.
Yeah, I know, I was about to say, it's a very, very roomy jacket there.
The baby fat on.
I don't think it had happened yet, but one of my favorite Disco storylines was when he invented a killer finishing move, but he could never remember how to apply it. Remember that? And he'd have like notes on his hands of like what to do next and stuff. I don't think that's still 96 though.
He had to be really young here, huh? He looks young.
Wow, he is so baby pudgy. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting matchup.
A lot of energy out of Disco as well.
Though, two similar styles.
These two would wind up being tag team champions together, I think, down the road. Several years down the road.
I am unabashed Alex Wright mark, so I'll let you guys know that if I haven't already. I feel like he's very underrated, historically.
Yeah, he really did kind of get screwed over by politics in a lot of ways, on pay-per-view especially. So with the Paul Roma match, and then when they repackaged him as Berlin years later, Jim Duggan did the same thing. Just kind of refused to sell for him and everything.
So Gabberti was 27 here.
Then he did get a big boost. So he beat some scrub at Starrcade '94. I can't remember who he faced though. Some nobody that never made it. Some guy never made it in the business. He had like a
he terrorized that guy.
Yes. He had matching tights and robe.
But yeah, I feel like even as we move into 96, 97, Wright put on some really good TV matches, some decent Clash matches. I feel like because he came in like as this hyped rookie and he kind of looked a little goofy, I feel like, and he did the dancing, he's overlooked as far as how solid he was in the ring.
It was a real nice dive there.
Yeah, dove over the top rope. Nailed it.
There.
The fact that he looks like Parker Lewis.
That's why he can't lose.
Has a softball and a half.
Oh, someone had to take it.
When did I'm sure we'll obviously see it at some point, but when did Nitro go to the flaming
I thought he was
pads on the outside?
I thought he was gonna belly to belly him over the top. That's what it looked like he wanted to do. Which pad?
I don't know, Scott.
The mats on the floor, you mean?
Yeah, when they added the flames. Probably when they put the logo on the mat. That's probably not till deep in '96.
Well, because we don't even have the transparent ring apron anymore either. That was like the first couple, and that was it.
Yeah, that was probably not cheap.
Well, you think they'd reuse it if it wasn't cheap?
Well, there were lights on. There were lights behind it, so I wonder. I don't know how much that would have cost to light them up.
I mean, it can't be much, right? A couple light bulbs and some electricity.
No.
Ben Franklin over here.
Remember, we had to pay for. We
can't afford all this electricity around here.
We need Savage's tassels.
You know how many kites we need to light up this ring?
He's like 11.
Better hope there's a lightning strike.
Something Disco Inferno has. It's actually pretty rare for a wrestler. He has armpit hair.
Yeah.
You don't see that all too often.
Well, he does look like he just went through puberty, so.
Yeah. Right. He's very proud of it.
Sits and...
He does. He has like acne, baby fat, hairy armpits.
Hair in weird places.
Like Ric Flair's hair. Ric Flair's ear.
Ric Flair's hair. Ric Flair's funny middle-aged hair.
Ric Flair's hair might
fall back.
This is...
Oh, he didn't have the guts to fall on the floor. He fell back in the ring.
Yeah, look what he was thinking about it.
Yeah, you didn't notice that? He almost hesitated and said, "Nah, I'm not. I don't get paid enough to do that."
I think they're on the verge of a lot of crazy moves in this match. I really thought he was bellying him over the top rope earlier when he stung on him. Nice jumping corkscrew elbow by Alex Wright.
Did that or hit him in the butt. Look at the elbow; was almost too high. A pretty solid opener for our show this week.
Telling you, Alex Wright. He's gonna be my MVP of these shows.
Fast paced. Gonna get a Hulk Hogan interview tonight.
Mr. Wonderful.
All right.
So that's like 2 shows a month that I have to transcribe Hulk Hogan interviews.
No, that you not really on Raw.
I mean, they
get to transcribe them.
You shouldn't have to do any more on Raw, really. And Alex Wright gets to win with a backslide.
Look at that.
Backslide.
You don't see that often.
Well, I was thinking as we were watching this match, I couldn't remember what his finishing move was. And I wonder if he even had one at this point. Would it have been a dropkick, maybe?
I thought it was a German suplex.
Does he know how to apply it?
When he turned heel.
It's the...
What was that, Glenn?
Does he know how to apply it?
Yeah, I think
does
he
anyone in this match know how to do a finisher?
I
was supposed to have a finisher, but I forget.
Well, to him it's just a suplex, but yes, I believe it was the German suplex.
I've implied suplex of my native land.
I had to import it. I had to take it through customs. I just want to watch Beer Fest.
I have pinned you. This gives me pleasure.
Oh my lord! Speaking of pleasure, what the hell is going on?
What's that?
Hogan is doing like neck lifts with Jimmy Hart holding the belt on the back of his head because he's in a neck brace.
This is when Hogan had like 80 injuries towards the end of 1995. He'd have cuts and bruises.
Look at this nonsense. He's in a neck collar, still cutting his energetic promo with the mouth movements and everything else.
He's got his necklaces on with the neck collar.
Yeah, not just one, but several necklaces.
Even
have the most
Jimmy's
Hulk
got a
Hogan
little fat
moment.
face going on there.
Why does he have the neck brace? Is it
Giant.
from the motorcycle thing?
No, Giant
from
twists
Paul
his
Brawl,
neck
that's
and
right.
yeah.
That's right. Okay. I thought this was supposed to be a result of the Giant running over his motorcycle that he wasn't on.
I had whiplash turning my head around so fast.
Steve, hit me. What's he saying? Come on.
First off, if you've got the guts nuts, I'm building me a bigger, a better, and a stronger Hulkamania monster truck, brother.
I added the brother for a fact.
I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
Say it.
We're going to drive all around the world.
Gonna drag.
I propose a race.
I choose not to run.
Why did they think this was a good idea? This sumo truck.
Because I'm telling you, monster trucks were big in 1995.
Yeah. And Halloween Havoc that year was held in Detroit,
Gravedigger,
which is the Motor City. It ties in.
What was it? Gravedigger was the big one, right? Weren't there some other ones? What was the other big?
Bigfoot.
trucks?
Bigfoot.
That's right.
Bigfoot.
Carolina Giant.
Well, didn't Medusa have one? I don't know if it was
yeah.
around
I think
here.
I think she still does.
Yeah, she's actually a professional monster truck driver now.
Yeah.
So they still tour? Monster truck.
Oh yeah, they do monster truck
yeah, because I was reading
Yep.
something. Yeah, I was reading something. It might have been for the High Spot a couple of weeks ago. Medusa got injured because she was on a tour in Australia with her monster truck and she fell out of it.
And I believe, Glenn, that Monster Truck's coming in December to our Webster Bank Arena.
Goodness gracious!
Yeah, sometime in December, I believe I saw it.
When
today.
they come
or
here,
early
they
January.
go to when they come here, they go to Ford Field. So it's not just little venues either.
That's cool. They're still big. I'm happy. Monster Jam.
I guarantee they're in Green Bay every month.
You gotta pull the meat in somehow.
That's where the 15 rated girls go.
This Friday, Monster Jam and Zumba.
Starring Steve Wille.
And the Wisconsin 15s.
Cher coming to Green Bay in the next month or two.
If I can
she's
turn back
Wisconsin 50
time.
right there. That's current. Well, that song just came out last week up here.
All right, here's the upcoming shows for Monster Jam. November 1st and 2nd, we're in Auckland, New Zealand, followed by Stockholm, Sweden. And then December, we do Hampton, Virginia, and then Trent, New Jersey at the end of the month. January, we're in Columbus, Council Bluffs, Iowa, Manchester, New Hampshire, Houston, Texas, Miami, Florida, and Des Moines, Iowa. They also have the show results up. You can follow
Well,
them
man, that's
on
kind
Twitter.
of a scattershot itinerary.
You can follow them on Twitter at Monster Jam. How do they transport those sons of bitches?
I was going to say, whoever
seriously.
designed that tour didn't really do a good job of
We're
planning
going
it.
to New Zealand, then Sweden, then Virginia.
New Hampshire, then Texas, then Iowa, and back to Connecticut.
And then we're going to drive to Australia in the water.
I give that monster truck 2 stars.
Why do we have to have this whole promo over again?
Yeah. Monster Jam results are courtesy of the History of Wrestling and Graham Cawthon's site. We were recapping the Macho Man Lex Luger by showing almost the whole thing. Now that video, that was a salacious video.
Right now I'm dancing.
It was hellacious.
Just wearing the thong and the carrier.
Oh, that's that video. Okay, yep, I remember that video now.
And the well-placed tattoos.
Wow, Macho Man is being very tame with his tasselage today.
Yes, just on the boots.
Mm-hmm. Well, a little bit on the shoulders there.
A little bit, yep.
That's more like car wash.
Car wash bristles.
Yeah.
Luger accusing Macho Man of not respecting him.
I think that's Alex Wright's theme music.
The Cher remix of Alex Wright's theme. Do you believe in Das Wunderkind?
What is more auto-tune, this or the...
It is auto-tune, huh?
Yeah.
Emily.
We even know what they're talking about.
Look at that fucking guy with the Hilfiger shirt on. Jeez. Looks like he's right out of a Kevin Smith movie. That guy just looks like right out of a Kevin Smith movie.
It is.
Both
That's
of
the
them.
guy in Clerks.
Yes, both of them.
Whoa!
We won't do Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. We've already heard that one quite a bit.
I was about to do it too, and then I held back. I said, I think we've heard that song enough.
This is basically just a continuation of the promo from last week.
So let me tell you, we got 2 bar mitzvahs, and we have a Sweet 16 tonight. You better get your stuff ready.
I don't know who do they like Slim Jims?
Yes. Slim Jim party favors.
They challenge each other to a match next week. Lex Luger says he'll leave WCW if he loses.
It's been there for 5 weeks.
Yeah. JR said, I want to come back. Okay.
Going to be in Denver next week, which is a little step up from Johnson City.
Well, Luger says he'll leave if he loses. That's a vocal deal, just like he had before he left the WWF, right?
Yes, exactly. So he doesn't have to totally abide by it.
Halloween Havoc coming up.
October 29th.
I think it's interesting that they put 1995 on their logo for it. Because if we were watching at the time, we would probably be aware of what year it was. You wouldn't need to
I love those graphics transforming into the monster trucks.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that they figured that the first match they would announce is a sumo truck monster truck match. That's the first match they're announcing.
I like to imagine that song is just playing as they hype up the pay-per-view, since I have it muted.
Kurosawa with an interesting choice of theme music. Coming in the ring in the Shoop Shoop song.
Kurosawa.
Now, Chad, tell me what you know about Kurosawa.
Well, he broke Road Warrior Hawk's arm about a year before that. And I believe he was a filmmaker in Japan as well. Might be a different Kurosawa, though.
That's Misawa.
It's known as Manabu Nakanishi. His real name.
He had a bad batch of sushi.
Most people don't know he fought 2 matches as Tiger Mask.
Oh, God.
Now, was it Sergeant Craig or was it Cobra whose theme music was just Morse code?
It was Cobra.
Cobra? Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Do you believe in love after love?
This is a really nothing match here.
Yeah, Craig Pittman
how do you
versus Kurosawa.
It's a battle of the arm bars. Kurosawa versus the Code Red.
Ooh, and the Brodus Clay headbutt there from the Sarge.
2 of them.
I don't think you're giving enough respect to Pittman.
Pittman has no neck.
Wow, he doesn't.
Wow.
Kurosawa, I did not remember. It's coming back to me now. I remember that he was there, but...
Yeah, he did. He had feuded with Road Warrior Hawk when Hawk was a single for a while.
I heard that somewhere recently.
Yeah. That's all I remember about him from WCW, to be honest.
That he broke Hawk's arm. I heard that.
Yeah.
Well, Bischoff has said it at least twice so far this episode, so...
There's a girl in the front row there with some serious mid-90s Southern hair. Blonde chick with like this striped outfit on. She's got very high hair.
Yes.
Interesting bumping by Pillman.
Seriously.
He's trying to avoid landmines, I think.
Yes.
Wow, check out the hair on the guy at the worker at ringside.
Wow, I thought it was
a vest. Holy
Next
shit.
to Penzer.
I thought that was a vest.
Oof, that was pretty...
Ooh.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Is that Penzer? I don't want...
Look at you, Jordan Duncan. Shit on this match. You just gave him a suplex on the
cement.
I didn't say the match was going to be bad. I said this is just
A
a nothing
nothing
in terms
match.
of the stars. In terms of the star power.
So it's a nothing match.
Nothing match. Ooh.
Bischoff gets so excited when he's calling martial arts kicks.
Yeah.
When
Back leg
Kurosawa's
front
getting
kick.
for back leg round kick to the thigh, to the outside of the thigh, to the inside.
When
Reminds me of the K1 matches I saw.
When does Tony Schiavone come in Nitro?
I think when they go when they go 2 hours, he
Yeah,
starts
when they go
doing
2 hours, they
hour one.
split, yeah.
Okay.
It's
I've
it is
been moaning
kiss.
the Bears lost to the Rams the previous night.
Yeah, tough loss, baby. Jim Miller. I don't know who's the quarterback.
Jim Everett. Jim Everett.
95? Is it Harbaugh?
Might have been Harbaugh.
No, Harbaugh was in Indianapolis. Because remember, he got that year is when the Steelers faced the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, and he and Harbaugh was with the Colts.
I'll look it up right now. Hang on.
It's the Bears quarterback.
I said hang on. 1995. Quarterback was Eric Kramer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of the highest rated Bears quarterbacks of all
Yes.
time. God help us.
Rashawn Salam was the lead running back.
Who's that?
Rashawn Salam.
Rashawn Salam. From Colorado.
He was a rookie. Won the Heisman for really no reason whatsoever.
Top receiver, Curtis Conway.
Wow.
Number 80 in the jersey, number 1 in your heart.
They finished 9-7 that year. They were 2-2 at the bye after that loss to the Rams.
Once again, though, a very energetic match. A lot of action in it. Wow.
Pillman just really chucking Kurosawa around by the arm.
Yeah.
Work it, baby.
I can hear Cher playing softly in the distance somewhere.
But there's a lot of pink, purple, lavender in the crowd.
There is.
Rose red. Oop. Armbar.
Uh-oh.
Was there a storyline purpose for Kurosawa being with Robert Parker?
I literally remember almost nothing about him.
I thought Parker brought him in. There's some reason, yeah. I think he brought him in.
I really like this match. That's why I'm being a little quieter. Like, it's a really good match. You guys throwing each
Yeah, it's
other
fun to
around.
watch.
Usually we can't shut Willie up.
I remember
You know, it's
on
funny, you never
Halloween when
see
you
him
said
do
you
a
had a
German.
really hard time
Wow.
making fun of me.
You never see a Japanese guy with really, really long hair, though. Like wrestlers. They usually have very short hair.
Good
It's
cover.
very rare to have hair that long.
Probably the fallout from World War II.
What?
The
guy worked at Hiroshima. His hair glows.
Kurosawa popped up a German suplex in an homage to Alex Wright from earlier on.
That's right. It's right.
Backslide? No, you need a German suplex.
Look at this fucking suplex on the concrete. Jesus Christ. What a move.
Oh, thank God. Let me tell you something. If he did that like a few more feet ahead, Pillman would have got his head squished into the cement.
And there's a microphone laying just about a foot away from him, too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny about that German suplex is Pittman's trying to kick out, but he's just like sliding across the mat and his shoulders aren't coming up.
Yes.
It's kind of cool looking, actually.
The guy's meditating.
I want to see more Kurosawa at this point. We want Kurosawa!
What is with Kevin Sullivan's eyes? And
Someone just told him something very shocking.
No, there's an outfit on Arn.
Oh, wow. Ooh, denim on denim.
That is
Or
a jacket
Arn's,
right
what would you call
Slick-looking
that?
members-only jacket.
Yeah, it's definitely
Pillman's got
like
a Pillman's got a fanny pack there as well.
accents this
But
Canadian
that's not really
tuxedo.
90s.
Wow.
That's timeless.
Yeah, I don't know which one of them is more 90s.
Yeah, the Canadian tuxedo is pretty 90s.
The jackets, though. That jacket is beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks like the
Over the all
Canadian
black.
It looks like the Canadian tuxedo's monogram too. What's that on the shirt?
Yeah.
I believe it's a logo for Carnival Cruise Lines. I'm not sure.
And with the, like 3 or 4 buttons undone.
Yeah. It looks like the shirt's way too big. Like, he borrowed it from the Giant backstage.
And cut off sleeves.
Yeah.
Just Arn with those tinted shades.
Pillman saying that they have their right to bear arms, their right to assemble, and their right to destroy anyone in their path, and they're telling Flair to get himself a partner.
And a kid
But it will
just
be
walked
futile.
by in nothing but overalls,
Yes.
holding up the 4 horses inside.
You're looking at the seats in back of them. There's a lot of people getting a soda right now.
Yep. I noticed that too.
And in the last match, too. Long soda lines, probably, right?
Yeah. People probably going to buy Kurosawa shirts, is my guess. Or Arn Anderson replica jackets.
Yes. I didn't say something like Benetton on the back or some other weird logo. This is about the time that Shawn had that weird like Italian Ferrari jacket when he had to give the IC belt back at In Your House. What was it, In Your House 3? He had that weird looking Italian leather jacket. It's almost similar to that, except this
WCW
clearly is
crowds.
not leather.
WCW crowds are always so interesting. Like, look at that guy in the red shirt. He's just totally catatonic.
Looks like he's drooling.
It's Jackie Mason.
I'm gonna steal Bushwick Country Club.
I don't know what
Go
he
for
was
some
doing.
matzo ball soup. I end up in Arn Anderson. What?
Hey, watch it.
Souple.
The guy looked legitimately confused as to where he was. Like,
Hey guys, I got a bunch of fucking basketball off the roof!
No Sting these last show and a half. I haven't
No,
seen him.
yeah.
He's on Saturday night.
Yeah,
Saturday
he's on the
night.
B show. He's on the B show. Sausage fingers, giant.
What if they photoshopped them down a little bit?
It looks like that one of them looked like it had a point at the end of it. We have to make these less chunky.
And the same picture of Kevin Sullivan.
Yes, with the
Looking like
dimension
Jackie
on it.
Mason a little bit.
you get one picture.
As they go back to Cher, Arn Anderson said the reason he can't get a partner, well, basically calling Flair stupid. You know, he's going to Savage. He slapped Savage's dad in the face in the past, and then 4 years ago he near crippled Sting. What does he think? He's not getting any partners.
It's true.
Arn's a smart man with a smart fashion sense as well.
Does he love me? I want to know.
Does the Taskmaster love you so?
Is it in his eyes? Oh, God. He is demented.
It is in his dark soul.
When he gives you a task, then you'll know it's his.
Shoot.
The one guy that does
Yeah,
not
that's
come out
Brutus.
Yes,
One guy that
yes,
does not come out to
no.
any pyro. They say pyro for Kevin Sullivan.
And here comes the shark. He's
Fans are-
gonna eat you alive. Here comes Ming. What the fuck is that on his head?
Why is he painting his eyes like a 6th grader in Halloween? It's a butterfly.
That's their task.
That's what it is.
You know, all the people standing along the ramp are like tearing off Kevin Sullivan's robe.
So is it
It
the
got
Doom?
very erotic for a second.
So we call it the Doom Doom song now? Is that what it is?
The Doom Doom song. Yeah. Ooh, that's a. What is that? It's like sequined. I don't know what that is. Savage
Whatever
has.
it is better than last week.
I think it's Susie Orman. Remember her? She would.
Yes. Plenty of
That's one of her
tassels. man.
jackets. Yep.
Plenty of tassels.
He throws fire. So he changed since his promo 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
He had a top on before.
He wants
Notice-
to clean house.
The crowd isn't furiously undressing the Macho Man, if you notice.
That's a hell of a
I
mustache.
think we know who they're behind.
That's a bit of a wonder, since with all those tassels, plenty of things to grab onto.
A lot of tassels. Bear hug him.
Is that Brian
and
Williams
squeeze
again?
him tight. Hey, there's Brutus.
Equally tasseled up.
Mongo just said that Pepe crapped in his shoe. I think that just happened.
Oh, Pepper went down and took a poop in my shoe.
Poop my shoe, baby.
Steve, you sound so defeated by life.
Oh, Peppy pooped in the shoe. What in
How
God's
about
name
the way he acts? Oh no, that's not the way.
What made them think to give Beefcake Zodiac?
You're not motherfucking listen to a word I say.
Listen to the words. Yeah, Zodiac.
I honestly believe that Zodiac's gimmick was just given to him for the Fall Brawl match, because all he said was yes and no, and he's the one that essentially said he would give up by saying yes. I think that's the only reason they gave him that gimmick. Do you give up? Yes, yes, no, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes.
But he's the Zodiac.
He didn't know what he was doing.
He doesn't do any tricks.
But he is booked.
You know also they had Dennis Stamp in the Dungeon of Doom.
So many
What do you think, Taskmaster? Don't do any tricks.
I'm getting really optimistic that Kevin's going to land him because he says it so often that I feel like he's not going to leave himself out there without coming through.
Yeah.
You never know when that next call is going to come. Come fight with us in War Games.
I don't do any tricks. But I just jump.
Ooh, boot to the head by Sullivan.
Wow, that is a pronounced ball spot for Savage.
Holy shit! Wow.
I was just thinking it looks like he was lobotomized or something.
Dye your hair all you want, but if there's nothing there to dye, then
take the Sharpie.
Kind of like Hogan's beard in a couple years.
Just glue some tassels on there, problem solved. You know?
Yes.
You like my new mullet?
Put a bird on it.
Maybe that's why the tassels metastasized so much. He was overcompensating. He uses like a pair of mirrors to look around to the back of his head when he's getting up in the morning, and he says, "Gotta get more tassels."
Gotta have Slim Jim put it in the performance contract. Yeah.
They're like a matching.
Damn you, Beefcake! Don't steal my tights.
They talk about some of the contracts that people signed where nobody could come in and get more money than like Scott Hall or whoever. I think Randy Savage had a deal. Nobody could have more tassels.
Yeah.
Damn you, Beefcake! I don't care if you're Hogan's friend.
You better not call up the Von Erichs.
If I could metastasize,
Some tassels. So Jesus, this is getting to be WCW right here. Savage had to wait for Zodiac to come out to the apron. Oh, there goes the ref.
SummerSlam '89, you son of a bitch.
The thing is, it looks like Zodiac still has the barber pants. They just
he
filled
definitely
in
does.
holes.
Yeah, they definitely do. And he also has like the same tights as Savage. Apparently, they're teammates here.
Yeah.
Damn it! Twice in a row, you screwed me, Beefcake.
Savage stacks up Zodiac and Sullivan. elbow on a Brutus, and here comes the big sweaty giant sans his monster truck.
See, that could have been really cool if he had both of them. We've already seen some nice bumps on the show, but that could have really capped it.
Now I know the giant is supposed to seem. I know the giant's supposed to seem huge and fearsome here, but thinking about the way he looks now, he looks positively svelte.
Oh yeah, very.
Yeah, he's almost
very
too small. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, big time choke slam there.
Jumping chokeslam, yeah. His hands look like hams.
So one thing I do like about kind of what they got going on here, a lot of feuds and like stuff going on, all running against each other but together, like the Savage and Luger stuff. But he's kind of involved with this Dungeon of Doom thing. You know, it's like I don't know.
What's that? Who just came out? That
looks like Silas Young.
Here comes Mark Starr.
Yeah, I don't know who that was. Actually, it kind of looks like Scott Casey from our Survivor Series '88.
Yes. He said Mark Starr for this guy who just got chokeslammed.
Yeah, I think that's Mark Starr. Yeah.
Here comes your boy, JR.
Uh-oh. I will put a stop to this.
And bomb you. Bear hug him and squeeze him. Oh, nice slam.
Murdered him.
Wow.
Caught him in a bear hug. He slammed him down.
It's funny because the Dungeon of Doom is so freaking goofy, but they're really booking the giant. Like, I mean, outside the monster truck stuff, but I mean, he looks like a killer here.
Lex slowly walking to the ring.
Another choke slam. Oh, that was earlier. No, that is the same.
No, he did it again. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And Luger out for the save, or is he going to help Sullivan? Is he going to help Savage? What's he here?
Is he in the corporation?
Or is he dead?
This isn't the Intrepid, Luger. You're not getting off easy. Ooh.
Lex's power is in his guest genes. That's why he was no match for the giant there.
We need Pittman and
Or is it in his eyes?
Oh no. It's in his genes. That's where it is.
And when he takes them off.
Oh no! You gotta say.
Oh, we still have another match here. Ming and his giant warthog hag against Shane Douglas.
Against a picture.
Lex Luger looking like Shane Douglas.
It's a picture of Lex Luger that's 20 years old.
Oh god, this ad for Halloween Havoc is something else.
Yeah, this is when I remember these ads. I remember getting back into WCW around this time and seeing this sumo thing on this Scramble Vision.
That is something else.
Shrunken heads.
Still got clips of Vader in there.
Oh, make him back. They'll be covered.
Now, Luger has a match right here, but he was obviously taken care of by the giant.
I like how David Pinzer is just standing in the ring over him announcing as he's like crippled on the mat.
Your opponent, Luger.
David Penzer's revealed to be David Penzer's the brains behind the Dungeon of Doom.
Yes.
Eric Bischoff is really, really upset that Ming can take on Lex Luger in this.
What is on Ming's, like, the back of his trunks? What is that?
A warthog?
Cher's thong.
It might be. Cher's thong.
Shit. We really don't want to know if
Hulk Hogan's bringing the truck next week, guys.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, I hope it's all right.
Is he going to morph into it?
Yes.
Is he a shapeshifter?
Yes.
Little do you know, brother, I am the truck.
Hulkamaniacs are driving my pistons.
If you like choking, this match is for you.
Oh, I know some people online will like it, though.
Oh, man.
Nice pile driver.
Pile driver.
That was a good
Pile driver.
1, 2. Ooh, Luger kicks out.
Is there anyone like, everyone likes Mark Henry now. I feel like Ming was the original version of that, where when he was Haku, he was kind of like. I mean, in retrospect, Haku was really good, but I remember as a kid thinking he was just kind of a jobber, and then he got really awesome in WCW. Even just watching it as you were growing up.
Well, and I think nowadays too, he's even more beloved, and part of it, I believe, is hearing all the stories about him backstage, how everyone loved him, how legitimately tough he was.
Right.
Everyone's seems to have a Haku or Ming story from a bar. Remember yours, Glenn?
I think you just talked about it.
Were we ever that young?
Nice suplex too.
Ming is totally controlling this match. That guy, I don't think hasn't moved. I think it might be Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's with the jean shirt and the glasses and mustache.
Jackie Mason. His head's cocked in the exact same angle, like he's not even watching.
No, Jackie Mason was the red shirt guy, right?
Yeah.
No, this guy has a jean
no, I know,
shirt
it's
on.
the other guy. Yeah, no, that guy head wasn't look like it was moving either.
But this guy's literally been in the same position. Look at it. He hasn't moved.
He looks like he has Mongo's assembly line glasses on.
They start playing the salsa music, so he starts moving.
Anyone? Glenn?
You dropped out, Willie. What'd you say?
You dropped out.
Yeah, we didn't hear you.
Oh. When are we doing the Jackie Mason show rewatch?
Yes.
If they put it on the network, I'll be up for that.
That guy's still not moving, even to Alexa's comeback. I think he's asleep.
Fan who is not impressed with this comeback at all.
You get the Kurtz guys are going nuts. The chicks.
He just came here to see monster trucks. That's all he came here for.
I think he's dead. Look, I mean, he still just hasn't moved.
Oh my god.
Ooh, ouch.
Ooh, that was a crooked backbreaker.
Tilt the world.
Lex sits up and looks at him too. Like
What the
heck was that?
fuck, asshole? Guy's still not moving.
No, that's Alex Karras from Webster. Here's your 80s reference of the day.
He moved.
JBL and I are going to be doing commentary in the next pay-per-view.
He moved his head when Steve mentioned his real name. I think that's interesting.
Yeah. Former Detroit Lion, Alex Karras.
Who called me?
Is someone looking for ma'am?
Mr. Papadopoulos.
The thing on the back of Meng's trunks, by the way, is a hand with a really freakishly long thumb.
And it's kind of near. Yep. Those are interesting kick pads.
Has Luger gotten any moves in this match at all?
No.
Totally.
He's
Sound
got
like
a couple elbows, and that's about it, yeah.
Dr. Dre in the first row.
Yeah, right.
Next to Baba Booey, I think.
Yeah, this is a slow match.
Yeah. Started off quick. Not so much anymore.
Yeah, definitely the slowest of the couple shows. Scott, there's some rough news for you here. Tony Romo just took a rough sack, and he is not getting up.
I just saw it. He just got plowed on I think this guy wasn't. It's the second time that he's gotten sacked when nobody. I don't think this guy was even blocked. No, it's the second time that somebody went in unimpeded. He got bulldogged.
Yeah.
And Captain Neckbeard, Kyle Orton's not the backup there anymore, right? He's in
No,
Buffalo,
it's
or?
Brandon Wheaton, the former.
Wheaton.
Good lord.
Yeah, Wheaton.
That could really submarine that season quick.
Yep. Wow. Meanwhile, Meng is just dominating the total package.
Hey, he's working an effective little squash here. Some of the offense he's mixing in. I mean, early on it was just chokes and strikes. Luger with a face spike as Meng dives off the second rope. He's not impressed at all with the Doom Doom song.
Our man is alive, turning his head back and forth.
Yeah, the
But he may
WCW
still
crowd.
be paralyzed from the neck down, though.
Yes, yeah.
The WCW crowd is already trained to look to the entryway.
I know,
towards the end
waiting
of the
for
match.
something.
By the fourth episode.
Fourth episode.
Maybe they just look at the guy running the pyro back and forth next to the stage.
I mean, that guy has got to be someone's dad, who just like brought his kid because he's interested in it, but he doesn't. But the dad doesn't know anything that's going on.
Yeah, maybe the Clerks guys next to him.
It's an odd move. Lex Luger clotheslines Meng in the corner and then falls down.
That is what I always liked about these Nitro matches. They weren't formulaic. They're always very different.
Not at all. Yeah.
They didn't care to be like unpolished and sloppy.
Oh, Meg's got a harmonica. Oh, jeez.
Play the blues. And he pins Luger. Jeez.
Dominated him.
I mean, I get to try to put over the Giants' attack on him earlier, but that's an interesting loss for Luger there. Pretty early in his career still. In his 4 weeks in.
Looks like Meng was putting some type of weapon back in his tights, an international object.
I think it was just a thimble.
Romo's still down.
Everyone's... Ooh, he took
Something
a knee to
is rotten in Denmark, and it stinks worse than what Pepe left on your shoe, Brain. That's an exact quote right there.
Something stinks here in Denmark.
He looks like he took a knee to the back. That's what it looked like it happened on that sack.
So they have been bookending the Nitros with these little Bischoff, Mongo, and Bobby Heenan soliloquies. Well, it's not a soliloquy. What would that be called?
Monologue.
Monologue. Not a monologue. Oh, boy.
American Males are back.
You got Hulk Hogan, American Males, the Nasty Boys.
Nasty Boys.
Hey, Dean Malenko.
Thank God.
Dean Malenko.
Debut.
And then
1987
Lex
Luger.
Savage. Yes.
All right, guys. Let's see what we got here.
All right. Best match.
I'm going to go Pitbull and Kurosawa. I really enjoyed that. That was this episode, right?
Yeah.
Pittman.
I kind of ran together there.
I agree. That was a good match.
Yeah, I liked Alex and Disco, but I'd say Pitbull and Kurosawa just edged it out.
Same here. I'll give it to them, too.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
All right, most WCW. Oh, this is not good. Romo's going to the locker room. Most WCW moment.
Most WCW moment. I'm going to say the morphing into the monster trucks.
Very good. I'll go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've got a different one. How about having a guy that you just brought back 4 weeks ago get pinned by Meng?
See, normally I'd go with that, but I feel like they built it up okay with
the attack.
Yeah. Like I feel like that was okay with they had Giant beat him up and they set it up okay. Like to me, it wasn't like Ming just beat him.
Okay. I don't know. Not a ton of moments to me that just jumped out as WCW.
I think the morphing of trucks is pretty much the closest.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else.
All right, random appearance.
That guy that none of us know who he was.
Silas Young.
So, who's it again?
Mark
We
Starr
don't know
was the jobber they named.
Mark Starr was the second one, but there was a first guy that ran in and
Mark Starr.
And friend.
call him Patrick Starr.
Friend, yes.
Hiroshima Star.
Most 90s person.
I'm going to say Disco Inferno. That sort of 70s nostalgia was very 90s.
Arn's jacket.
Yeah, I kind of like Arn's jacket because my dad had like a tan one just like that.
I like Arn's jacket. I think if we would have focused on him more, maybe Dr. Dre in the front row too. But
Yeah.
I'll go Arn's jacket.
Okay. Yeah, I like Arn's jacket too.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay. All right, grades. Willie.
This is definitely a step down from the last one. I'm going to go 5.
Okay. JR?
I'm going to go 4.5. The only thing I really enjoyed was the Pittman match. Definitely slower than last week. The main event kind of killed the flow of the episode for me.
Yeah, it's true. JD?
I liked the first 2 matches, actually, the Alex Wright match too.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely not as good as the last episode was, and that main event really dragged. So I'll say 5. Wasn't terrible.
Okay, Glenn?
I might be overrating these compared to you guys. I'm going to say 6.
Okay, I'm going to say 6 too. Actually, I liked the matches tonight. The last one, I just kind of enjoyed the systematic destruction by Meng. I thought it was pretty entertaining, and I thought the first 2 matches were good too. So let's see, 10, 22, about 30. So I'd say about 6.
All right, there you go. All right, 2 more Nitros in the books. As we mentioned, we'll be back this week later on with episodes 21 of the main event and the Kevin Kelly Show with special guest Gangrel. Next week, Scott, we are here with SummerSlam 2003. And then, what else we got going on next Wednesday? I think we got the Raw. Is the Raw rewatch? Willie, can you keep me honest there?
I don't think it's that.
No, not on Wednesday.
Yeah, it is. Next Wednesday, 11/5.
Oh, wow.
Raw
Okay.
rewatch. And then the week after that, we're proud to announce Monday, 11/10. Back Scott Keith in the house for another mailbag. So
nice. Good.
A few big weeks coming up here. So, SummerSlam 03. Live watch Raw's 4/12 and 4/19. And then Scott Keith here the Monday, 11/10. So. All right, for the crew, Glenn, Jordan, Steve, I am Justin. That's Scott. We are out. We'll talk to you Wednesday night, and then back here Monday. Everyone take care.
Bye, everybody.
Damn you, Kurosawa. Who's got tassels?